And welcome back to the Q, everybody. I am Paul Karle. Well, you know, our next guest is a YouTube sensation with over 80 million plus views of his videos, and he does it all without a shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Davey Wavey. Davey!
Hey, how are you?
Good. I just was telling you off the air, I love you. I'm so excited to have you on our show.
I'm so flattered, and you'll be happy to know that I'm currently shirtless. True to form.
I was going to say, do you own any shirts?
I have two, yeah. Tank top. You know.
Well, let's get the first question out of the way. Your body rocks. You are an actual fitness trainer. Tell us about that and how you got that body.
Yeah, I am a certified personal trainer, and I figured because I was kind of espousing fitness advice online, I should probably have the certification to back it up. But I did gymnastics when I was younger, and so when I was really young, I kind of struggled with being overweight and body image issues, and then I got more heavily involved with gymnastics, and it kind of awoke in me this passion for being fit and moving my body and honoring my body with exercise. So I've been doing it ever since, and I do what I can to kind of share that with people online.
Yeah, it's amazing, and you should never wear a shirt again. So tell us the background of your videos. Did it start with you expelling fitness information and then went into gay culture, so to speak, or how did it begin?
So I have to keep this really PG. I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, how can I share this on radio?
No, you can say dick and fuck. It's fine.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so I was in Toronto, and I was looking out my window. This was like 5 years ago, and my neighbor was jerking off. And so I thought, how funny is this? I should take out my camera and share the experience on YouTube. Meanwhile, like no one watched my videos. I had a few up there that had 10 views. So I made this video about my masturbating neighbor, and lo and behold, I guess masturbation is something that I guess people search for on YouTube. And there are other websites that do that sort of thing. But so anyway, the video got like millions and millions and millions of views, and people started subscribing to my channel. And I was like, well, shit, if I have this audience, then I really should start doing something other than just making videos about my masturbating neighbor. So I mean, not that the videos that I upload now are really that different in topic, but it has a little variety, and I try to have a good message in it. And I'll package it with sexuality and humor. But at the core of it, it's usually most of the time, some sort of positive affirmation.
It sure is, and sometimes it's distracting, especially when you have guests.
Yeah.
So, now, are you always doing this in your house? And where did the shirtless come off? Is it just because of the fitness background, or you thought you'd just grab more attention that way?
No, I mean, here's the thing is, like, when I started making videos, I was shirtless just because I never, when I'm in my house, I never wear clothes, and it's just much more comfortable for me, and it is kind of just like the natural way that I am. So it felt weird to, when I turned the camera on, to put clothes on and not be myself. Of course, then it ended up, since I was making my video shirtless, it became kind of this shtick, which is great because I think it does grab people's attention and they click on the videos and watch them. But at the same time, people, especially if you're saying something a little bit more serious, people have a hard time taking you serious when all they can see are like tits bouncing up and down. So it's my biggest strength and my biggest weakness, I would say, and we'll see. I may be introducing. I'm trying to be true to my voice, but there may be a few more tank tops in my future. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
You could always do it like, remember in the 80s, the sitcoms, A Very Special Episode of Facts of Life? You could actually preface that your shirt is on, so we know it's a serious subject.
Right, yeah. Today we're talking about bullying, therefore we're putting the tits away. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Well, speaking of that is actually that's a video that I saw. Or I don't know if it's a recent one. That's one of my favorites. But I want to get some of your favorites that you've done, and I'll tell you what mine are of yours.
Okay. Is my turn first?
Yes.
Okay. I would say my number one favorite video is, in fact, one where I am wearing a shirt, and It's called 250 Balloons to Remember the Fallen. And it's a video I did in Toronto where I asked on Facebook. It was right after Jamie Rodemeyer. He was the 14-year-old young man from upstate New York, I think near Rochester, who had killed himself as a result of the bullying and, a lot of other factors, I'm sure. But it was in the news, and he had made an It Gets Better video. And so anyway, it was really tragic when it happened, and in some small way I kind of wanted to honor not just him, but the many victims of LGBT bullying. And so on Facebook, I posted, if anyone knows anyone that took their own life because of the bullying they experienced, if they want them commemorated, share their name and the date that they passed on Facebook here. And it was suddenly these hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names. I thought it was going to be like 10, 20. So we picked 250, and we wrote them on balloons, and we kind of put together this really beautiful, poignant video where we released the biodegradable balloons up into the sky. And of course, there's no word penis or masturbation in the title, and so instead of getting 10 million views, it gets a couple 100,000, because it just doesn't have the same appeal. But it's my favorite video.
Right. Well, in your heart, you knew that you've done good, so
yeah,
that's what's important. Yeah. Okay, so I have two, and the first one actually has to do with bullying, like I said. And it was a young man that you had on. I think he was in high school or 8th or ninth grade, and just a cute kid. And speaking of his experience, and I'm going, oh my gosh, he's making me cry. Who would pick on this kid?
I know, the sweet little Nick. Yeah, that was a great video. He wanted to do something, and I've been meaning to make a video about bullying, but of course it's much more powerful when you can hear someone that actually went through the experience. And, fortunately that wasn't my experience growing up, but unfortunately it's his, but it's just really powerful to hear his story.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then other than that, the not so serious, I liked, I think you have and I'm sorry with the names, but you have a buddy that's a big guy, and it was about small gays and big gays and what the expectations are. If you're big, you're supposed to be a top, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah. As he said, he's like, I got more legs than a bucket of chicken. Yeah. Leland loves it. Leland has a prostate too. He might be 6'6", but he knows what feels good. So, he's. That was a good video. I sent another video with him where in Toronto, I went to a bathhouse. It was my second bathhouse experience. The first one was in New York, and it wasn't so great. So I tried to revisit I gave it a second chance. And we went back together in Toronto, and it was interesting. Kind of like a coming of age thing for like a gay man. Well, I got recognized, and so people wanted pictures with me in the bathhouse.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was cute. It was interesting. It was actually pretty quiet. There wasn't a lot going on, but it's just growing up with the internet. My bathhouse is Grindr. My bathhouse is, going online and connecting with guys that way. I'm, at the end of the day, far too lazy to get out of my house and pay $20 so I can sit in a dark room.
Well, at least you know where your fan base is. They're all at the bathhouse. Okay.
That's the bathhouse, right? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, guys.
Well, I was going to ask you where your subject material comes from, but I can see that if it comes from your friends and your experience in life, I guess, correct?
Yeah. I think I have 600 videos now, and people always say aren't you going to run out of ideas? And all I can think is life is far too interesting. 600 videos, that's not even scratching the surface. That's the tip of the iceberg. Is far more than 600 things in this very interesting world to talk about. So yeah, it's all just kind of inspired from real life, and I have a running list. I think I have about maybe 100 or 150 of my next video ideas already queued up. So yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, here's an idea I'm going to propose to you, because the other day I was interviewing a director from Hollywood that directs very nice gay films, and I said, this should be your next film idea, and he said no. So here's for you the same idea.
Soften this around. Okay.
It is. I am, I'm not on those apps, but I am on Match.com to try to find a date. And the last 3 people I've met, one turned out to be a little person or a midget, showed up. The next one actually only had 1 foot. And the next one was a hoarder, like on the show. Okay. So I don't know how that would play into you, but it's just the dating experience in general is terrible.
Yeah, well, maybe you need to go on Grindr. What's your hesitation?
What's my what?
Your hesitation about Grindr.
We're having this conversation online. Well,
the tables have turned.
Yeah, I know, really. Well, the reason is because I'm actually trying to find someone to date and not to hook up with, and I thought the Match was the respectable way to go. So. Well,
I would say that a lot of people on Grindr are not just looking for sex. A lot of people are looking for dating, and a lot of people are just looking for friendship. So you might need to give the Grindr a chance.
And that's true, because on last week's show was the developer of Grindr who I interviewed.
Oh, Joel, yeah.
He said the same thing. So.
Yeah, no, you would be very surprised. You can whatever it is you're looking for, there's someone on Grindr that's kind of on the same page.
Well, I'll think about that. But back to you. I don't know why I'm blushing. So obviously you are single.
Yes.
And are you opposed to relationships?
Obviously.
Well,
clearly no one would be.
Bible.
Yes. Okay. I am single. Confirmed.
Okay. Is a relationship in your future? Is that something that you're looking for, or would that kind of put a kink in your spiel, so to speak?
Well, I was in a relationship until, I guess last summer. A fairly long a very long 3.5-year relationship. No, that's not true. It was lovely. So I'm not actively looking for it. I enjoy being single and the freedom that comes with it, but I'm also open to a relationship developing if that happens. But as I said in a recent video, people always ask me, like, why are you still single? Why are you still single? And it's like, well, so I turned the camera on my parents, and they were like, oh, he's a pain in the ass to live with. He's still single because he's always going to be single. That bitch is going to die alone. It was cute.
I love the truth coming out.
Very supportive parents.
Oh, well, now here are my Barbara Walters questions.
Okay. All right, I'll get
here
serious.
we go.
You're not going to ask about anal douching.
No, I'm going to try to make you cry. No, I'm just joking. What are you thankful for right now during this holiday season?
Well, it's funny because when I started making my videos, I was like 24 years old, and I had worked 9 to 5. I had worked in an office. I had a regular career, and now that I get to do this for a living, that I literally make YouTube videos and interact with the people that watch them, there isn't a day that goes by where I'm not incredibly grateful that that's what my experience is, that I get to do what I love, what I'm passionate about in a way that hopefully, even if it's just in some small way that makes someone laugh or whatever, helps the world or helps other people, even if it's just a handful of people, then that's incredibly fulfilling. And so I'm grateful that I get to do that, and that the people that watch my videos watch them. And, I think about that every day.
Very nice, very nice. Now, this week I am going to eat myself into oblivion. What one diet tip would you give us gays during this holiday season?
The holiday season? Yeah, there's a lot in terms of not eating your feelings. And a great piece of advice that I was given was, before you go up for your second plate, wait 15 minutes and then see if you're still hungry, because a lot of times you're really not, and it just takes a few minutes for that fullness in your belly to register with your brain. So give a few minutes of downtime before you go back up to the buffet line for some more of Aunt Nancy's double stuffed, whatever the hell, with candy sauce drizzled on it.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And before you go, I want to give everyone a little taste of a Davey Wavey video, and I don't know if you can do this off the cuff or you remember this one, but I saw this. You had turned 29. I don't know how old you are now, and you kind of checked off the 29 things every gay should know in the bedroom. And do you remember any of those? They're pretty funny.
Oh, it was a long list. It took me months and months to come up with those. Gosh, what were some of don't forget about the balls. That one stands out. A total top is a bad top, meaning that if you've never bottomed, it's not going to be a good experience. Wash your dick. If it's brown, turn him around. One man's kinky is another man's vanilla. A slut is anyone that gets laid more than you do. I think that's key. I think that's important to remember. Being naked. This is appropriate. Being naked is always a better option than doing laundry. Yeah. Or when in doubt, douche it out. I think those are words of wisdom that you can leave your audience with. When in doubt, douche it out. Yeah, there's
I love it. It just kills me. Davey Wavey, thank you so much. How can people find you? Website, of course, YouTube. They just put your name in there. All your videos pop up. But what's your website? Yeah,
it's daveywavey.tv, as in television. It's DAVEYWAVEY. But the easiest way to find me, honestly, just go to youtube.com/Davey Wavey, all one word, or you can just search on Facebook for Davey Wavey, and my fan page will pop up. I post all the good stuff there.
Mm-hmm. And this is good stuff, folks. If you haven't seen it, get on today. This is a great time to do it. We're all on vacation.
Get on it.
I am sitting all day tomorrow before company arrives and watching Davey Wavey. So
well, I
thank you, sir. Where do you see yourself in about 5 years? You want to parlay into this to TV or reality? What?
People always talk about TV being the next stepping stone, and I just think you give up so much freedom in doing that. And I don't know that the internet can't be the end in and of itself. So I'm just going to keep falling down the rabbit hole and seeing where things take me. I have no idea what 5 years will bring, but I'm sure that it will be exciting and that there'll be plenty of anal douching involved. So tune in.
I was going to say, who knew some masturbation would turn this into a career? So
yeah, it's the butterfly effect. A twink in Toronto masturbates, and it launches the career of a YouTube sensation on the internet. There you go.
Oh, my God. I've never done an interview where I'm read the whole time. Okay, thank you so much for being on our show. We're going to follow you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Take care. Bye.
You bet. Hey, guys, we're going to take a quick break on the queue, and we'll return right after this. Stay with us, please.